When I got here 10 years ago, we just wanted the kids to graduate from high school. Now we expect them to go to college, get educated. But I think that's, we want them to do better than we did, amen?
Amen.
So that means my son has to get 2 doctorate degrees. That's what he's going to do. Why not my daughter? Why always my son? Too much pressure on him. Abby! Oh wait, I want you to be a master chef. For those that don't know, I spoke at UC Santa Barbara's InterVarsity Fellowship. It's a Bible study school. In 2 Timothy 4:7, my wife read to you, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. If you have fought the good fight, tell the person next to you, I have fought the good fight. If you're getting close to the end of the race, tell them, I am going to finish the race. Now tell them, and I've kept the faith. Don't forget tonight at 6 o'clock, there will be 3 churches, us and 2 other churches meeting to have a joint united baptismal service. I'll be baptizing 3 individuals and 2 mannequins. So I don't want to get left behind there. Israel New Beginnings Church in Easton, English Assemblies of God, he'll be baptizing 2 people, and Pastor Mark from United Faith Christian Fellowship, he'll be baptizing 2 people. We have worship that's going to be led by Sister Sarah, who's a product of this church. I don't know if you guys know this. Sarah and Israel are from this church. And they got some people from their worshiping. I don't know if you know Pastor Mark and Sister Annie. They're from this church too. Man, it's like we planted all these churches and we didn't even know it. Pastor Mark and Sister Annie, some people from their worship team and some people from our worship team. So, you know what? If churches cannot get together and celebrate, then why are we here? A Mennonite church, an English and Spanish Assemblies of God church come together to baptize. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Do you remember high school physical education? If you do, say amen. If you remember PE in high school, say amen. Amen. Do you remember those cool girls that were too cool to run? Instead, they would just walk the mile. Do you remember them? Say amen. How many of you were one of them cool girls? Say amen. Did a dude say amen? They acted, and then there was those boys that liked those cool girls that they would walk to, like to support them in their loaferness, in their laziness, and they would walk the mile. They acted like they didn't care about running the mile, and they laughed at those of us who actually took it serious and ran the mile. So I'm one of those people that took it serious. I wanted to run the mile, and I wanted to be the first one to cross the finish line. But they acted like they were better than us, they were smarter than us because they didn't have to run. What if I told you that there are people living life today with that same attitude as those girls that think they're cool that they were walking during the mile? There are some real winners out there that never grew up. They're still busy trying to be cool. They're still smoking, they're still drinking, they're still getting high, they're still partying, and they're still acting like they're part of the cool crowd. There's nothing sadder than a grown man or woman that still lives at home with their mom and dad because they can't get a job. I know that was last week's sermon, but let me get to this week's sermon. Now, some people say that, you know, you shouldn't be such in a hurry because life isn't not a race. Life is more like a stroll. And you're taking it too serious. They tell you stuff like that because they haven't started life. They haven't started life. Now, in our sermon series of Hope, Holy Expectancy, we talked about dreaming like everything is possible. Hoping like you know it will happen. Talking like it's already here. Last week we talked about working like it pays twice as much. And today we're going to talk about running like you're way out in front. Next week we'll talk about give like it will come back to you twice. The week after that on Valentine's we're talking about love like it's the very first time. We're going to talk about laugh like there is joy in everything. Care like everyone is your family. Live like you know where you're going. Expect like it's about to arrive. Smile like you have all of new teeth. And receive like it's all meant for you. Why do you guys always smile? Laugh when I say smile like you have all new teeth? You guys always smile. You guys always laugh. Today I want to talk about running this life like you're way out ahead. Now, you keep thinking that this life is so long and these people that are taking life so seriously that they're just going to party and have as much fun as they can because life is a stroll. You know what? After going to places, we were there at the Mission of Santa Barbara, and I'm telling my kids, this was built in 86, but it's actually started even before that, like in 1700 something. And I'm telling, man, this is awesome to see something 200 years old. Then I told my daughter, imagine when I take you to Europe and you'll see things that are 2,000 years old and still there. So don't get so high on yourself, all you Latinos, because you go to Europe and they got stuff 2,000 years old. Now I look at this and I say, you know what? What is our life? We are but a blink. We are but a blink on the long map of history. If you're blessed by God and you get to live to the ripe old age of 60, 70, 80 years old, be thankful. You're still just a blink in the time of history, in the span of all created things. But there are some people who think this is a stroll. Before you know it, life will pass you by. Now, we've all heard the term, life is a rat race, just living this rat race. And you say, why do they say that? Because we're all busy trying to make it. We're all busy trying to overcome. We're all busy trying to do better for ourselves and for our family. This homeless guy looked at me the other day, and I could see the look in his eyes. He was looking at me and he was thinking, this guy's going to work like he thinks he's somebody. You know what? I don't go to work because I want to be somebody. I go to work because I want to feed somebody. He could just say thank you to me. A few years ago, I was at the Ripon truck stop over there at Manteca, and I was wearing a suit. There was a truck driver behind me in line. And I heard him tell his buddy, suit and tie. I would die. Said, I'd rather be on the open road 5 days a week than dressed like a monkey, sitting in the office taking orders from another monkey. That's what he said, that I was wearing a monkey suit. Now you guys know I had to respond to that. I turned around, I looked at him and I said, you know what? At least tonight, I'll be holding my wife and I won't be smelling like a monkey in the back of a sleeper holding who knows what. Now the guy got mad at me, but remember, I came out of that driving lifestyle. Sounds like a lifestyle. I came out of it and I learned something. We shouldn't look down on other people for this rat race. They're just trying to live. Some guys live as bankers, some live as real estate agents, some live as working in the field, some live like working for the city, which is really not working. But some live for, got this cush cover jobs, and people for PG&E. I mean, hey, guess what? They're all in this race and we're all in it together. But the thing is, you have to run this race. Now, Paul said, I have finished this race. And when he said I was finishing this race, he wasn't a track star. He didn't run in a stadium. He wasn't in the Olympiad. He was talking about, I have finished this race. The job that God has given me. Hallelujah. In Spanish he said, he peleado la batalla, Señor. He peleado la batalla. He corrido esta carrera que tú me has dado. God has given us all a race. Yes. Now, you got to run it. How are you running this race? Are you walking and just letting this life pass you by? Are you jogging and just doing enough to get by? Or are you running like you're way out in front, being more than you ever imagined you could be and do? Now, in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, there's a passage that you need to hear. Now, it's very common. All of you know it. Some of you probably know it. But Isaiah wrote, those whose hope is in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Now, God is giving you the energy, the skills, and the ability, and the talent because He has a purpose for your life to make it through this race. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. God will strengthen you. Now, it seems impossible to run and not grow weary. It seems impossible to run and not grow faint. It seems impossible, yet it is real. Now, we were just talking about running. We have the story of Elijah. We know that Elijah was running ahead of Ahab's chariot. If you were to read the story, and I just preached on Elijah last year, so I won't go there, but remember when the rain started to come, Elijah told Ahab, you better hurry up and get home because it's about to rain. We think he ran about 80 to 120 miles. And Elijah, it says the strength, the Spirit of God came upon him, and he outran the chariot all the way to town. So, that are really technical and say, well, that verse is talking about running. Well, actually Elijah was running and he outran that one-horse chariot all the way to where he's getting because the power of God came upon him. If you feel weak, and let's face it, some of us work 5, 6, come home and work again. How many moms can say amen? Go out and work, I gotta cook it. Gotta clean the house, gotta raise these kids, but I'm here to tell you something you in whatever right now. But you got to believe that this morning.